through from G2 for Broken Blade in the top lane. A good scaling matchup to answer the Scion provides G2 with fantastic side lane options later into the game.
Key damage means it's pretty easy for him to chunk away at it, but Caps has 6 in the Realm Warp. 7 does have his ult as well. Sten going in the Realm Warp behind as Ice looks for the damage. LeBron, once again, a magical journey just gets into safety. Sten looking for it. Caps goes in with the Rune Prison, the Overload. Can't quite get the damage, but in the end, he catches out the Ghost Water Dive from that fight. Caps with the first blood of the series.
Nice play from G2 as they look for a little bit more ice, so I think he has the distance.
Voltbreaker coming out, Hansama flashing for it, looks for the build over Peacemaker and finds his man. Down to 3,000 as Skirmishing continues to punch first and ask questions later. Sheo stepping forward now has the maximum dosage. Temper Fate connects on Ice, Sheo steals away the Drake. Sheo using that element, the flash cease and desist, going on to Ice, he's been left to the Wolves. G2 will take the kill, even if they lose the Drake.
G2 collapse well, and Heretics, they try to take the fight, but they're already behind. And with LeBron hitting the nice Tempered Fate, sets up easily for
the scale. And if G2's able to stack the dragons, it puts more pressure onto Heretics.
Oh, Sten, why are you backing here? Why are you backing here? A Cosmic Binding. Sten will be able to dash across the wall, but the chase comes out from Skirmishing. That was foolhardy, to say the least.
G2 is because they're going, hey, we have a pushing lane, let's make plays.
Oh, Ice clipped by the Tempered Fate. A snap trap underneath his feet. Immediately uses the Moonlight Vigil with the Severum to try and heal himself up, and it is enough. Good rotation of the guns, but with the Realm Warp coming in, Ice now needs to dodge the ace in the hole. Caps going forward, doesn't tank the tower. LeBron does instead, takes a couple of tower shots. Hansama gets the headshot for the shutdown, and Caps will get another 6-0 now, G2.
Great roam from Caps to help out on the play.
So far in the game, Heretics unlikely to pressure for this Drake. I say that as Sheo steps straight into the face of Caps. Will lose his passive, goes where he pleases, means that he will be CC'd next time. LeBron with the magical journey out, the Ignite ticking on him. Meanwhile, Ice is not moving from the mid lane. Drake secured for G2. Heretics still poking and prodding and putting their nose where G2 don't want it to be. BB moved to mid to keep that wave pushed in.
Fought against the Aphelios, and the Aphelios are like, well, now I can't actually roam, so it's 3 versus 4 on Dragon. Good luck, lads. And I think this is where, again, G2 are just so good.
Sheo's going to try and chase down Caps here. It's the Heartsteel proc, nice clonk for him, an Infected Cleaver landing, Tempered Fate coming out, Caps almost steps to the side of it. LeBron's going to put a Magical Journey in, look for that Cosmic Binding, but can connect onto Sheo as he goes to the other side of the wall. Death from below, dodged by Caps. LeBron gets the kill, but now Caps in the Glacial Storm will fall. Sten needs to be ushered out here by 7, and will do so.
For this Anivia, but mid lane falling as well. So a good skirmish for Heretics. Goes 1 for 1, but the goal difference, I mean, it still goes the way of G2. I believe it's Caitlyn.
Sure.
You're supposed to know this, bro. You're locked in.
Caitlyn.
I was going to make a joke. How mighty do you think the Caitlyn is?
Pretty damn mighty right now, as Seren's going to get caught up in the Tempered Fate. G2 looking to collapse on a play that was started by Heretics. Cosmic Binding not landing the stun, but Seren, even with his egg, is going to get chased down. The egg in the middle of 4. Hansama comes across just for the assist, and G2 get another.
I mean, Heretics should want to avoid fighting at all costs. Their game plan should be cross-mapping, trading gold, avoiding skirmishes. They're just playing into G2's hand, and G2's like, with pleasure, absolutely. Every skirmish is going their way. 8-1 the kill score.
You get the Herald on the bottom side, Caps shoots all the way. Skirmishing might have overextended though. Has the flash.
Goes back in onto Sheo. Skirmishing down to a 3rd HP. Sheo around the same as the chase comes in from LeBron and Hansama. Sheo trying to walk his way out of this one with a maximum dosage, but he can't heal up enough. G2 now 9-1 up on the scoreboard.
He put back on his nicest suit before he went down there, and now Caps still pushing.
You can then stall the game out. You don't have to contest, but then they contested the second dragon.
Getting that first dragon is you can cross map. So you can then go, oh, Aphelios, you go top when Dragon's up.
Exactly.
We'll then get Tower and Gold on you, but that's not what we're seeing.
I don't think LeBron's missed the Tempered Fate so far. Flash with the Cosmic Binding as well for the follow-up. BBT being in. Seren's going to try and get his way out, but it's a damn frosty evening, and G2
the map for Heretics right now.
And look at that KP for Lebrov. He's been involved in 9 of the team's 10 kills. He's had a spectacular Bard performance. And Heretics, their approach to this game has been too passive, and they've tried to take fights when they just haven't been strong enough, and it's resulted in a serious snowball for G2.
Heretics is trying to find anything they can on the map right now. They'll get a top tower. As Sheo is looking for Broken Blade, but that's a Dusk and Dawn and a Riftmaker Gwen. Specifically built to work her way through the tanks of the Scion and the Mundo. Sheo doesn't want to stay around for too long. G2 using the pressure they have from bots to look for these plays, but now with a TP behind, perhaps Caps on the other side of the map. Heretics can look for something. Sten takes half his health. Bolt Breaker almost gets Skewmond out, but he's blocked with the root. Shale going for more as they all collapse onto LeBron. He dies. Death from below coming out from Sten gets themselves a little bit more gold. It's Shale who shares the purse.
It's just full map coverage and control for G2 right now.
And G2 are so strong.
Sten locked up. He tries to get away, but LeBron follows him with the auto attack, and G2 get another.
Did he go between the wolves to bind him? Like, he rooted Stent
Was that
using
not
the
the
wolves.
knockup? Was it with the wolves? I thought it was Skewmond just with the knockup. I'd have to look at it again, and I don't think we're going to have a chance because Ice is dead in the mid lane. The Temper Fate didn't connect, but the rest of G2 immediately collapsed. And for Heretics, it's looking pretty grim, lads. Skewmond going for more onto Shale. Han Summer opening up. Maximum dosage coming out from the Mundo. Seven takes almost half his health from a single headshot out of that Caitlyn.
I was going to say, this is where G2 are basically hitting their stride. You've got 2 items completed with the Infinity Edge now for Ansama. Caps has 2. Dusk and Dawn completed on Broken Blade. Like, they are feeling themselves right now. And Stend is about to get us.
This is your tank who's trying to step up, being beaten back by a Bard and a Vi. Like, yes, it's Black Cleaver, Sundered Sky, but that Bard only has a locket.
I mean, G2 just stayed mid, taking everything that they want. Now it's going to be a Baron. Systematic destruction by G2. The gold lead continues to grow after pick, leveraging the strength of their comp, which is we excel in the 2v2s and the 3v3s.
And it means the Heretics constantly have to overload and find picks. And as long as Skewmond gets out, well, Caps now has access to the bot lane turret. So as Heretics, you have to disappear.
Temper Fate onto 7. Caught out by Lebrov. Flashes away from the Cosmic Binding, but may or may not have landed the stun.
Look at bot lane.
Not, it does, as you say. Look at bot lane. Caps pushing in, and Heretics using that as their opportunity to engage. But as soon as the unstoppable onslaught comes out, look at the CC chain on tracing. TP behind now with cease and desist onto that backline. Sten knocked back. Han Summer chases out the Scion. Meanwhile, Seren is going to fall in the middle of the fight into that egg and then scrambled up by G2.
A desperation play from Heretics as they tried their best to create a 4v3 in the top lane. The whole map is falling apart. Caps is going to get an inhibitor. He's going to use the Baron-empowered minions to deal damage onto these inhibitor towers, and as Ice tries to wave clear, that opens up the top lane.
We were so close, guys. If this game had ended in 6 seconds time, it would have been the fastest of LEC versus. They're not going to have that accolade to put on their mantelpiece, but G2 have systematically destroyed Heretics here in game 1, pushing towards the Nexus at 24.5 minutes. Broken Blade pulled in, but just dashes away, and G2, in such rapid fashion, just wipe away the Heretics. The Nexus down to half. Shao uses his ultimate, a Tempered Fate.
It doesn't really exist on G2 side unless Lebrov is finding phenomenal flanks, but you're not like grouping people for an Orianna ult. You're relatively short range with the Kai'Sa as well, and she doesn't have something that
Call coming out from Shao. I wonder if they'll just call off any possibility of a fight. They don't know where Trundle is right now. Skewmond has reset, got himself a Sheen, Aegis Assault for the movement speed from Shao. Flash away from Caps, but the Shield Vault still finds the stun. Skewmond on his way, but only at the tier 1 right now, as Caps has no way out of this. Uses the command, protects Shao, though, with a spear to his back. Will get first. Never missed playoffs. And look at how many times they place really well. So rare that they do poorly in playoffs.
That's very true. Oh,
wait a
hang on a
second.
minute.
Wait a second.
You're going into the enemy jungle here. Seven looking for some damage himself. Does have his flash. Shao was forced to flash away, but Skewmond falling low. Seven loses vision, puts a soldier in, gets the kill. Shield Bolt out onto Camps, gets to somebody, gets one in response as Shao falls. Seven needs to get out of here. Doesn't have that flash anymore. Camps still chases him. The counter curse needs to be
where they're positioning themselves in this lane.
Seren and Caps in the mid lane here. Grand Starfall coming out. Flash away from Caps, away from the Emperor's Divide. Meanwhile, a hook lining onto Lebrov down towards the bottom side. Sten pretty deep here. Bullet time coming out. Not going to connect too much as Lebrov does fall low, but able to escape until the flash double up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Seren taken out by Skewmond and Caps.
Action happening across the rift as G2 to allow for Ice's bullet time to get the full duration off onto Lebrov, getting him low enough to allow Ice to secure that kill. He is the man that Heretics need to get ahead. He is their carry. As Shao now losing a skirmish, but here comes Ice.
Skewmond doesn't have flash. He uses the Pillar of Ice for the slow onto Ice, and it will manage to keep him at bay. Shao still looking for a little bit more here. With the Frozen Domain down, Skewmond has that extra movement speed.
A nice job on the gank from Skewmond as well there. Use the Subjugate because it removes 40% of the armor and magic resist. It just has enough, but now Sten.
Yeah, Sten pushing forward a little bit here as Skewmond and Han Summer are there for the chase. Lebrov face checked, and Sten paid the price for it.
Smite, and I thought to myself, oh, you're trying to get both of them low, maybe you do some sort of tech, but you're right, you just hit the wrong one.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't at least get one grub, and skirmishing just tracking and trying to match show everyone on the map. But here's the ult.
Onto LeBrob, they'll land the stun onto him. The chase continues. The Seven able to dodge to the side and will be gifted.
The support
over.
isolated. Seren was also able to move down from mid, so there was no way for LeBrob to go. Shockwave onto Seren, he's getting very low.
It goes back in. Emperor's Divine onto Caps, who tanks the tower. Seven outplays. The minions take him out in response. Left on it. Thank you, paid chatter. Very kind of you.
Oh, what's going on here? Hang on a second.
Caught out. Sorry. I'll PayPal you guys later. Instead, caught out the subjugate coming out. There's the Pop Blossom as well for the chase onto Ice. And Ice is down. Yeah, that's the problem. You can start it up, but it's so easy for either team to collapse if the other is already on that. Drake Seren coming across here doesn't have that Emperor's Divide. Sheo's just going to walk back to the relative safety of his mid lane tower. And now G2 will be the ones to start up the Drake, with Caps having that push in.
Matter. It's now G2 getting that first dragon.
Ultimately, though, I mean, Heretics is still keeping the gold close. Like, if we compare this to last game, it was already dire straits, it felt like, for Heretics. They are skirmishing well. They are doing their best to trade kills where they can. And I'm looking at that gold lead for Caps, and it's scary, but Ice is building a similar advantages. This looks like a Pantheon ult to me.
Brokenblade going all out, has the Zeke's convergence complete already. Grand Starfall in by Sheo, as you say, Eddie. And BB will fall basically just to Tracin. That was a bit of an assist from Sheo, but Tracin winning out the 1v1.
And there's another gold lead that's just as sizable as that bottom lane. You're kind of saying these side lanes are where you can put that
Great
pressure.
game state overall for Heretics. Like, it's not all doom and gloom just yet. skirmishing is definitely making his presence known. He is running around the rift doing what he can. Seren, though, trading.
Ooh, Emperor's Divine not connecting, the shockwave coming out, and LeBrob is here with a blooming burst. And a big old kill. And meanwhile, Sten looking for the flank. No Grand Starfall yet for Sheo, but Sten, if he can get a depth charge onto Caps, who does still have the flash, the chase can continue. There we are. Caps caught up in the depth charge. Dredgeline's going to come out next. Flashes from it. Sheo flashes forward, and the bullets rip through. Sheo takes the kill. Sten tanks the tower, and LeBrob falls second. Good route onto Ice, but the third tower shot does not materialize, so Ice able to escape.
I mean, Seren started the play with a bit of a blunder, but it turns into a massive win.
He's about 200 gold ahead. Nothing too consequential. It's a dagger in the end, but Caps with no flash and Sheo on the chase. It's going to extend that gold lead just a little bit. Good shockwave into the pillar. Sheo Seren flashing forward. Look at the Caps who has that Seekers. Seren will fall for this. skirmishing on the chase now as Sten's going to join the fray, but look at the flank position for LeBrob and Hansama. Sten realizes he needs to get the hell out of there. It's a double for skirmishing. Riptide out from Sten. He does escape to the tower. Brokenblade going all out with the Zeke's convergence onto Ice, burning his flash as well.
Caps managing to take one with 4 deaths and 5 deaths apiece now for the mid laners on each side.
That gold lead for Ice.
Choice. At this stage, you kind of have to cross map because there's no way you're able to get in position to try and take fights. And one of the things that we talked about was the ability to, make picks.
Nothing more for G2. They'll get the charge. They don't break through the crystalline overgrowth. Caps gonna slow up Sheo with a command dissonance. The Pillar of Ice for the follow-up. It's Sheo. You're just a bit too deep. In the Aegis Assault saves him for a second, but the chase continues for G2. Sheo trying to run away. Another Comet Spear comes out, but Caps finds his man. Meanwhile, a TP to the bot side as Tracin looks for Brokenblade. Huge shield from that teleport. Brokenblade, though, still has the flash. The plated steel Caps now as well. The hyper from Tracin doing a lot of work all out. Pulls BB towards the Krugs, gives him a shield. He's able to get away from the Nav again. Tracin unable to connect with the wallet either. BB just dashes away, holds onto his flash, and now Tracin, is he going to have to flash out himself? Because the collapse is beginning from Hansama and LeBrob. In the end, he just jumps across to the safety of his Azir.
G2 are playing this map spectacularly. There's a ward just off by Red Brush, with Spotted in fact feels dizzy at the moment trying to keep pace with G2.
I feel like Heretics is trying so hard to force so many things. Like, this is a great example. Why are they here?
I mean, Sheo's likely dead. LeBrob flashing in as Hansama dives in with the killing instinct as well. There's the shockwave onto Ice. Sten trying to flash to safety, but G2 are on the chase. That's 2. The bot lane of Heretics already dead. Seren and Sheo need to get out as BB dashes forward. Hansama no killer instinct left for him, but he can still land those Void Seekers. Sheo getting chased towards the bottom side. Pillar of Ice coming out to block him against the wall. The Gromp secured. Good double knockback from BB, but all they wanted was the jungler's life.
They tried so hard to contest that. They left Caps isolated in his side lane with the Orianna, who has the TP. skirmishing kind of covering the support, and he's now been caught.
Ice has to flash across the wall. Bullet time coming out, but there's the all-out from BB. sinks in the Intofus and gets himself a kill. A bit isolated towards the backside, but he just dashes across the wall. And now G2 find another Sten will fall. Tracing building up that Meganar, but they're all hitting on Quay.
Again, unprompted.
I think that one was pretty prompted by myself, but still.
Baron going to be secured by G2.
Reasons you talked about it at the start of game one, Vetty. Like G2, when it comes to playoffs, they just tend to succeed. They just tend to do well, even if they do come in as the 7th seed. Here, Ice caught out again. No way for him to get out. And G2 can just march down mid. Like the defense for Heretics is Seren pushing the side lane, trying to get themselves an objective bounty, trying to get a little bit of gold. But their inhibitor tower in mid will fall. 23.5 minutes in, G2 are knocking on the Nexus.
Yeah, I was going to say, how far are they going to take this? Because Heretics have to reset, but BB soloing out the Azir.
Yeah, Seren able to dodge across the wall to the Gromp. Did use the Emperor's Divide, needs to get back, will use the Hex Gates to get closer. Tracing knocked up with the Pillar of Ice, Sheo trying to get in there as well. TP coming out from BB as he's going to join the fight. The first Nexus tower will fall, G2 continuing to advance. As there's the Shockwave, and immediately they kill off Tracing. They'll dive onto Sheo underneath the tower as well, but Stumon still really healthy with that Subjugate. Second Nexus tower down, Ice has respawned, does have that bullet time, but the Hot Blossom will find him again. Ice goes in with a bullet time, a good Pillar of Ice to stop it, as G2 are just ripping through them. Heretics don't have a leg left to stand on as G2 will go 2-0.
24-30.